What's up, my friend? Abby here, and welcome back to WritersLife Wednesdays. Today we're talking about beta readers, because this is a question that I get asked a lot. How do I find my beta readers? And what is my criteria for choosing beta readers? Beta readers are key if you are actually serious about publishing your writing one day, but it's important to make sure you choose the right beta readers, and it's also equally important to know when you're at the stage of the writing process that you're ready for beta readers. So before I continue, I just want to clarify for those who might not know, there is a big difference between beta readers and ARC readers. If you've looked into publishing at all, no doubt you've heard these two phrases a lot. Beta readers are people who read your book before it's published and often before it's professionally edited. Their purpose is to give you feedback on the story itself, the pacing, the character development, the plot, the voice, everything that makes up your story. They're basically the very first people other than you who read your book. ARC readers, on the other hand, come way later on in the publishing process when you have made all the changes you're planning on making to your story. They might find a few mistakes here and there which are good to catch before the book goes to print, but their purpose is not to give you constructive feedback on your story. Their purpose is mainly to give you honest book reviews before your publication date. So getting ARC readers is a topic for another day, but today we are talking about beta readers. What to ask yourself before you choose your beta readers, what to ask yourself when you choose your beta readers, and what to actually ask your beta readers after they finish reading your book. Okay, let's jump right in. What to ask yourself before you seek out beta readers. Like I said before the intro, beta readers are literally the step right before you send your book to a professional editor. So you have to make sure you're actually ready for this stage of the game. To understand whether or not you're ready for beta readers, basically you just have to ask yourself this one question. Am I happy with this story? Don't ask yourself stupid hypothetical questions like, is it good enough? That doesn't matter. This is your art. All that matters is how you feel about it. Are you happy with it? Genuinely. How I usually determine whether or not I'm happy with my book is asking myself, did I tell the story I wanted to tell with the theme that's important to me? Another thing I always do when I finish editing my books is go back to my first original notes, my first outline, what I wrote down, what my intent was before I started writing the story, and seeing if I accomplished it. Obviously, everyone's story mission and message and goal will be different, and it might even evolve while you're in the writing process. But that's a good rule of thumb to have, comparing your final product with your original intent when you set out to write this story. It's also important to keep moving forward with your story so that you don't get stuck in this endless cycle of trying to make your story better and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting. You could literally rewrite forever. Now, there is a time and a place for rewriting, but there has to also come a time when you decide, I've done my best, and move on. So let's talk about actually finding those beta readers. By this point, you're probably wondering, how many beta readers do I have and who are they? I have 3. My mom, my sister, and a librarian friend. Wait, Abby, isn't this like a conflict of interest, your own family being your beta readers? No. And I'm going to prove why it's not a problem to have your family be your beta readers as long as they qualify. How do they qualify? By going through this little interview process in your head. Which brings us to the questions you should ask yourself when you're choosing your beta readers. Will they be honest with me? Obviously, this is the most important thing your beta readers must do, is be honest with you. It's no help to you if your beta readers aren't honest with you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. The truth hurts sometimes, but it will also make your story the best it can possibly be. Do they understand my mission with this story? You have a mission with your story. There's a reason why you wrote it. It matters to you. You want to convey a certain theme and message and truth with this story, and you want your reader to feel a certain way when they read it. It's important for your beta readers to be on the same page with you in this, pun intended. It's important for your beta readers to understand your mission. You get me? Are they or do they understand my target audience? Another key element. For example, a crime thriller reader might absolutely hate your adorable contemporary romance. That doesn't mean it's a lousy book, that just means it's not the type of book that this person would pick up and read. So you're better off choosing beta readers who would actually be interested in reading this type of book if they walked by it in a bookstore. However, some beta readers aren't as particular and they'll be able to read your book from a professional and impartial point of view. If they understand your target audience and they can read objectively, then they're probably a good fit. And last question, do they want to see you succeed? We're getting personal now. For me, this is the final and most important qualifier for when I'm getting feedback from a reader. Sometimes even the people that you seem close to don't want to see you succeed. Ouch! You know who I'm talking about? That one friend who, when you hang out with them, you feel kind of drained afterwards and you aren't really sure if you had fun with them, and you kind of question whether or not they're actually happy for you when you succeed. The official name for these people is ambivalent friends, and you might have more of them in your life than you think. So don't feel obligated to let your friend beta read your book if you find yourself doubting whether or not they're really happy for you when you succeed. Even if they really want to beta read your book, politely tell them that your beta reader team is very limited, but you would love to have them be an ARC reader. So, taking all 4 of these questions into account, does the person you're thinking of actually qualify to be a beta reader? Yes, your own sister, brother, mom, or dad might meet all of this criteria. My sister and mom meet this criteria because I know that they're always honest with me. Brutally honest sometimes, but I love it. I know that they understand my mission with my stories, they are the target audience that would read my stories, and they want to see me succeed. They are the perfect beta readers. I just want to stop here and say not many people will qualify. And in my opinion, you really shouldn't have more than 3 or 4 beta readers. I would recommend 2 readers pre-professional edit and 1 or 2 readers post-professional edit. As I said before, my mom and my sister read my book pre-professional edit. I put in any changes, send it off to my editor, who also gives me constructive feedback, and then I'll send it off to that librarian I mentioned, who will also give me feedback before I start with the ARC process. Now, you obviously have to get feedback back from your beta reader, and if they're not like a professional beta reader, which they probably won't be, they might not know how to reply in response after reading your awesome story. So it's best to prompt them with good questions. As a beta reader of my sister's work, I can tell you, I love it when you ask me questions, because chances are, after reading one of her books, I'll just be like a keyboard smash of I don't know, I loved it. What else is there to say? And although every writer wants to hear that their reader loved it, that's not very constructive feedback. That being said, I'm now going to share with you the exact questions that I ask all my beta readers after reading my books, and you can steal these questions and use them on your own beta readers if you like. What did you think of the story as a whole? How did the characters develop throughout the story? At what point did you feel like, now the story has really begun? Were there any parts you found yourself skimming? What was your favorite part of the story and why? What was the most suspenseful moment in the book? Who was your favorite character and why? Were there any moments you wish lasted longer? What is the theme or message that you took away from the story? Of course, some of these questions are things that you, the author, already know, like how did the characters develop? You know how the characters developed, but it's good for you to know that your reader knows how the characters developed. Do you get me? It's also really important to know when your reader is experiencing things like interest, intrigue, suspense, or when they might be getting bored. All of this helps you to fine-tune your story and make it the best it can possibly be. But there's no need to endlessly grill your beta readers with question after question after question. You can actually get a lot of good feedback from them with just these questions that I listed. So I will put those questions in the description box below, and you can copy paste them and steal them for your own beta readers. All right, boom, that's it. That's how I get beta readers, what I do before I let betas read my book, and what I ask them after they read my book. Comment below and tell me, how do you find your beta readers? Are you related to any of them? Smash that like button if you liked this video, and be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I post writing videos and publishing videos every single Wednesday, and I would love to have you here in the community. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon because that's where we go beyond videos and take storytelling to the next level. The Patreon community is not only the best way to support what I'm doing here on YouTube, but also connect personally with me and get better guidance on your story. So go to patreon.com/Abbie Emmons and check out all the awesome extra content that I've made for you. Until next week, my friend, rock on.